Carl, so I wanted to ask you, like, I feel there's a lot of, or a lack of education and a lot of stigma out there when it comes to mental health. And obviously having dealt with the tragic death of your brother and, being around someone that you hold so near and dear to your heart, and he was struggling with mental health. From your perspective, what do you want people around the world to learn from what you went through?
I mean, the biggest thing is you're not alone. I think that's a lot of people say that. I think for me is I've connected to a ton of people in the last few years on a lot of different levels, just being on reality TV. But this one's even more just the amount of people that respond to just me saying, hey, I've had days where I've been depressed, or I've had days where I'm incredibly anxious. Just had a lot of people reach out to me, and that kind of support has been amazing. But yeah, I mean, the stigma around for me, when I was growing up, if you were complaining or you cried, you were a little bitch, just being honest.
Yeah.
Or you were a pussy, or you were something like that. And part of my language, I don't know if you can swear on this.
That's true.
And that's more of the male alpha culture. And I grew up in a very male dominated family. So if you showed emotion, you were in trouble. So I just learned to bottle things up. You learn just to kind of, bite your tongue, hold things back. And then you talk to your friends. And my brother was going to therapy when I was probably in my fifth or sixth grade. And we started doing family therapy, actually, because my brother was having, challenges that were affecting the whole group. And I wouldn't tell my friends at school we were doing family therapy, because I didn't want to get called, oh, the fucked up family, or you're the problem family.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that I think was challenging. Is I look at going to the gym, you work out, you're working out your arms, your legs, or you're running, you're keeping your body in shape, but people don't work out their minds. And I think for us,
mental fitness,
when you tell men hey, you can sharpen your brain too, and that shit matters more than probably how your arms look or your legs look. So that's where I've turned it off. Is I invest, obviously I go to the gym or I work out, but I've invested in mental health, even meditation. Those things are actually very cost effective. So that stuff has been just kind of turning your brain around on smart people go to therapy, cool people go to therapy, successful people go to therapy.
There you
go. Absolutely.
I like that, man. That's a good thing for us, a good thing to say. I think men need to know that. It seems to be in the business world, when it comes to marketing, they always market to women, but men go through shit as well. And I think it's just not spoken about for men because of that. I don't want to say the word pussy, because one of my homegirls, she said, pussies are actually really strong. And I was like, you're actually right. So I got to find a different word to say right there. But Carl, just thank you again for being so open. I cannot imagine what it's like to lose a sibling, whatsoever, let alone the way that you did and the way that your family did. And, again, I commend you for speaking on it. And you're doing the beautiful work for yourself and for all of your following, and just quite honest to the world. So homie, salute to you for that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I dealt with addiction, not me myself, but from someone I love and care about. And they came to me about their addiction before, and I honestly didn't know how to navigate it. Because I didn't want to snitch, or I wanted to keep their trust, right? So how did you navigate that when you found out some of the things going on?
I mean, I'll say that's one of the hardest part, because there's a lot of guilt and shame with addicts. And I think they're in a lot of pain, and they're afraid to show how hurt they are. So I commend, your friend or whomever came to you, but it's a very delicate subject. You're kind of in, the fear around coming clean on what you're really dealing with is so scary. But I think, honestly, involving I've had a lot of friends that been I love you, I care about you, and I want to support you, without really saying you need to get help. Sometimes saying you need to get help to someone is a little abrasive.
Tell me you need to get help without telling me you need to get help.
Basically. So I've had that in my own personal life. I mean, basically, friends, when you get about 20 to 30 of your friends over the course of a year text you on a Saturday, hey, you all right?
First off, Carl, you got that many friends? Can we get a hand clap?
Acquaintances.
When I'm out and about in New York, bopping around, I'm not gonna lie, I met a ton of people.